e-physics class presented by Fatima Convent High School, myself Dipali. Chapter 10, Light, Reflection and Refraction. Class 10. We are going to understand the topic of refraction of light through spherical lenses. For that, we need to understand few terminologies related to the refraction of light by spherical mirrors and spherical lenses. Now we have already understood what is center of curvature, radius of curvature, the focal length, focus, aperture, pole. But for refraction of light through spherical lenses, this concept is a little bit different. So, for that, let us understand first what are spherical lenses. Refraction by spherical lenses. You might have seen a watchmaker using a small magnifying glass to see tiny parts. Have you ever touched the surface of a magnifying glass with your hand? Is it plain surface or curved? Is it thicker in the middle or at the edge? The glasses used in spectacles and that by a watchmaker are examples of lenses. What is a lens? How does it bend light rays? We shall discuss this in this section. A transparent material bound by two surfaces of which one or both surfaces are spherical forms a lens. This means that a lens is bound by at least one spherical surface. In such lenses, the other surface could be plane. A lens may have two spherical surfaces bulging outwards. Such a lens is called as double convex lens. It is simply called as convex lens. It is thicker at the middle as compared to the edge. The convex lens converges light rays as shown in the figure. Hence, convex lenses are also called converging lenses. Similarly, a double concave lens is bounded by two spherical mirrors curved inwards. It is thicker at the edge and then at the middle. Such lenses diverge light rays as shown in the figure. Such lenses are called as diverging lenses. A double concave lens is simply called as concave lens. A lens, either a convex lens or a concave lens, has two spherical surfaces. Each of these surfaces form a part of a sphere. The center of the spheres are called as center of curvature of the lens. The center of curvature of a lens is usually represented by letter C. Since there are two center of curvatures, we may represent them as C1 and C2. An imaginary straight line passing through the center of curvature of a lens is called as the principal axis. So we already know what is center of curvature. What is principal axis? The point of a lens is its optical center. It is usually denoted by letter O. We know that in a mirror there is a pole, but in a lens there is an optical center. A ray of light through the optical center of a lens passes without suffering any deviation. The effective diameter of the circular outline of the spherical lens is called the aperture. We shall confine our discussion in this chapter to such lenses whose aperture is much less than its radius of curvature and the two centers of curvature are equidistant from the optical center O. Such lenses are called thin lenses with small aperture. What happens when a parallel ray of light are incident on a lens? Let us do an activity to understand this. Do not look at the sun directly or through a lens while doing this activity, or otherwise you may damage your eyes if you do so. Hold a convex lens in your hand directed towards the sun. Focus the light from the sun on a sheet of paper. Obtain a sharp, bright image of the sun. Hold the paper and the lens in the same position for a while. Keep observing the paper. What happens? Why? Recall your experience in activity 10.2. The paper begins to burn, producing smoke. It may even catch fire after a while. Why does this happen? We have already seen this in reflection of light through convex and concave mirrors. The light from the sun constitutes parallel rays of light. These rays were converged by the lens at a sharp bright spot formed on the paper. In fact, the bright spot you got on the paper is a real image of the sun. The concentration of the sunlight at the point generates heat, and this causes the paper to burn. Now we shall consider a ray of light parallel to the principal axis of a lens. What happens when you pass such ray of light through the lens? This is illustrated by a convex lens in figure 10.12a and for a concave lens in figure 10.12b. Observe figure 10.12a carefully. Several rays of light parallel to the principal axis are falling on a convex lens. These rays, after refraction from the lens, are converging to a point on the principal axis. This point on the principal axis is called principal focus of the lens. Let us see now the action of concave lens. Observe figure 10.12b carefully. Several rays of light parallel to the principal axis are falling on a concave lens. These rays, after refraction from the lens are appearing to diverge from a point on the principal axis. This point on principal axis is called principal focus of the concave lens. If you pass parallel rays from the opposite surface of the lens, you get another principal focus on the opposite side. Letter F is usually used to represent principal focus. However, the lens have two principal foci. They are represented by F1 and F2. The distance of the principal focus from the optical center is the focal length, and the letter F is used to represent the focal length. How can you find the focal length of a convex lens? Recall the activity 10.11. In this activity, the distance between the position of the lens and the position of the image of the sun gives the approximate focal length of the lens. So, this is how you need to understand about the principal focus, principal axis, and okay. Now here we have two lenses. Say one is a rectangular piece or a glass slab and the other is a circular spherical piece of glass. When we combine these two, then we get a lens which is having one surface which is straight and the other surface which is curved. This type of lens are used for certain things, but we are not going to study much about this type of lenses. We are going to study about lenses formed by two spherical surfaces. If I take two spherical surface and I take the curved part of one circle and the curved part of the other circle and join it in this manner, then I get a lens. This lens is a convex lens which is bulging outside, thinner at the edges and thicker at the center. Now we need to see what is the optical center. The optical center is the point here is the optical center represented by O. The center of this sphere is C1 and center of this sphere is C2, that is center of curvature of both the spheres. This is F1 and this is F2, which are the principal foci of the two spherical lenses, two spheres and of the lens. The aperture is point M and M dash is the aperture of the lens. Is it clear now what is a convex lens? Similarly, you have a concave lens where you have two spheres again, but we are using it in a different manner. Now the center of this is C1, center of this is C2, and this is the optical center O, and M dash is the aperture. Now we have F1 and F2, and this portion is the lens. So did you understand what is a concave lens and how does it look like? So I hope this part is clear, because without this you will not be able to understand the formation of image by the concave and convex lenses.